Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the Westside Pirus. Westside Pirus are from the west side of Compton and are one of the first Piru sets ever. Starting over 40 years ago, the Westside Pirus are one of the Pirus known for going to Centennial High School in Compton and controlling the area. The Westside Pirus hang out at Enterprise Park and are known to wear the Washington Nationals gear to represent the West Side. They also wear the traditional Philly Peas hat that all the Pirus wear to represent Piru. The Westside Pirus are allies of several other Piru sets, especially Campanella Park and the Treetop Pirus, who are from the West Side as well. The Westside Pirus be for Crip hoods like the Track New Park Compton Crips, the Carver Park Compton Crip, Park Village, and Front Hood. The Westside Pirus also be for Hispanic hoods like Compton Barrio 132nd Street and Compton Barrio 155th Street. With that being said, let's get into some cases. July 29th, 2005. Around 6 p.m., Charles and Maverick were walking on Central Avenue when they were approached by three men. The three men walked up on them and said, "We from Carver Park, cuz." A man named Demetrius was leading the charge. He asked Charles and Maverick where was they from. Demetrius must wanted some Marie calendars, cause bruh asked Charles and Maverick was they from We Sell Pies. Both Charles and Maverick denied being bangers. Demetrius was grimy as hell. He ran through both of their pockets, but then when he was running through their pockets, he noticed that Maverick had red shoelaces and a red keychain. He yelled out, "Oh, cuz, he a slob." Demetrius pulled out a strap and told his homies, "Bag back, I got this." Charles tried to grab after the strap, and a brief tussle happened over it. But Demetrius got the upper hand and started shooting. He ended up shooting Charles in the chest, taking his life. Demetrius yelled out, "I shot cuz, let's go," and the Carvers ran away. Demetrius will never see a pie again. His ass better get used to spreads, cause he was sentenced to 50 years to life. On June 14th, 2007, Ish went to Centennial High School. She was leaving the campus with her friend Don Shay. Don Shay got into an altercation with a girl named Angela. Angela wanted to fade Don Shay and challenged her to fade in the middle of the street. Instead of that happening, Ish and Don Shay walked with a group of boys to the bus stop that was from Nickerson Gardens just like them. While they waited at the bus stop, the bounty hunter boys got into an altercation with some Westside Pirus who was across the street. Westside Pirus told the bounty hunters, "Let's run fades at Enterprise Park." But once again, none of these fades happened again. Ish and her group got on the bus, and they arrived on 114th Street to Nickerson Gardens. As Ish and the group were walking, they noticed a truck pull up and start shooting at the crowd. It was a Westside Pirus known as Deuce. He was actually Angela's brother, the girl her friend Dashay got into it with. Only one person was shot, but he lost his life. Just 6 days later, Angela and Deuce was picked up. Angela cracked immediately. She told the police everything she knew. She stated how her brother did the shooting with a man named Jason, and said that Deuce admitted to her he shot somebody. Deuce was brought into the room with Angela, and police told him that she said everything. Police then left the room, but Deuce and Angela didn't know that the room had monitors, and they were listening to them. Deuce went off on Angela for running her mouth and said, "You need to shut up," and told her it was all her fault. Angela replied, "I'm on probation. I ain't going down for this, and I ain't going down for you." Think about this, it was all Angela's fault. She crashed him into doing it. She called him and told him she had a problem, and he went to go handle it. Deuce ended up sitting down with the police and pleading his case. He told the police it was self-defense, saying he only shot because he was defending his sister. Deuce still ended up receiving 50 years to life, all because his sister crashed him. October 29th, 2008, on 188th Street, a drive-by happened. A woman was outside and witnessed the whole thing. She said she seen a man jump out of a gray Volvo and start shooting at a house. One of the shots even hit her car, but she was uninjured. Later identified the car, but on a live lineup she couldn't identify a shooter. Police drove up to 134th Street in Compton, where they spotted the same gray Volvo. Inside the car, police found several straps, even a shirt that said Westside Piru. A man named Allen, along with 4 other men, were detained. Allen tested positive for residue, but police had no real evidence to let him go at the time. 2 months later, January 25th, 2009, Larry and several of his friends were walking on 121st Street. A van pulled up, and a man bounced out and began shooting at them. Larry was shot multiple times and lost his life. The van used in the shooting was found about 9 blocks away, but Allen messed up. He should have been like OJ. Brett didn't use no gloves, so his fingerprints was found inside the van. Allen was then picked up by the police. In the interrogation room, the police tried to lie and tell him he was identified as the shooter, but it didn't faze Allen. He told the police he didn't know nothing about the shooting, and Allen kept his stitch lip. Allen was then let go, but this fool couldn't stay out of jail. He should have been on one of the episodes of Dumbest Criminals. He went right back to jail on March 5th, 2009. He went to jail on a flock charge. He was then placed in a cell with a dude from his hood named Jamel. Jamel was a straight snitch. He agreed to work with the police for less time on his charge. Remember when I said Allen kept his stitch lip? Well, he didn't do it at all with his homie. The messed up thing about this, Jamel was a straight mark. Allen did the shootings for get back for Jamel's brother who lost his life. Supposedly the Carvers did it. So Allen was sliding on the Carvers. Allen told Jamel how he stood over Larry and how he finished him off. He even told him about past shootings, even telling snitch ass Jamel about who else was in on the shootings. This was all the police needed. Allen received 120 years to life. On January 21st, 2010, Don and his homies were at TGI Fridays. They were from Southside Compton, Crip. It was a crowded night. A few tables down, several Westside Pirus were there. The Pirus were showing out, yelling out Sue Whoop, screaming out Westside, and throwing up their hood. Don walked over to the Pirus and started cripping and tripping. He told the Pirus, let's go outside. Both sides agreed, and once they went outside, bullets started to fly. One of the Pirus got shot all up. He ran back into the restaurant, where he fell out. He was shot multiple times. He survived the shooting though. The whole shooting was captured on camera, and it had several witnesses. Piru, who was shot, refused to snitch or even identify Don. Don was later picked up, but before he can get caught, he took the police on the chase. Don ended up getting charged with multiple attempts. Don received 40 years to life. We'll conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.